Greece is very strong in basic research, but we don't see that reflected in the numbers of patents and also when one goes further down the line in the commercialization, basically, of this research. So we really have some work to do there, and that's why we think this instrument it's going to be very important.
Welcome to another interviews of the Makers and Shapers series of EIT Digital. The Makers and Shapers conversations are featuring thought-leading captain of industry, startup executives, corporate leaders, the makers, together with policymaker, governmental leaders, the shapers. And they are all about the future. It's about our shared vision for a strong digital Europe, which is fair, inclusive, and sustainable. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming Ismini Papakirillou to our interview, who is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Hellenic Development Bank since February of last year. Before this role, Ismini was active at the EIF, the European Investment Fund, part of the European Investment Bank group, where she was managing mandates on behalf of the European Commission across a number of different teams. From 2010 to 2019, she was with the International Finance Corporation, the private investment arm of World Bank, handling investment across different countries, sectors, and regions. Earlier in her career, she works in Paris and in Athens, focusing on investment in the industry and private equity. So, welcome Ismini to our interviews. Welcome everyone to Athens, and you are here, based here, and you are active as a shaper. Welcome.
Thank you for the invitation, Mr. Menna, Federico. It is a great opportunity for me to discuss about what we do with the Hellenic Development Bank, especially in the very important fields of innovation and especially digital innovation. So I look forward to a discussion today.
The Hellenic Development Bank, HDB, drives economic growth and innovation throughout Greece by funding SMEs, supporting R&Ds, and promoting green and digital transition. It fosters cross-border innovation and collaboration in Europe through partnership with institutions like the European Investment Bank, the European Investment Fund, supporting the internationalization of SMEs across Europe. By integrating Greek companies into European networks, HDB strengthens regional cohesion, enhances competitiveness, and contributes to a diverse, collaborative innovation landscape in Europe. This is exactly the objective that underlines and underpins the Memorandum of Understanding that we signed together with HDB last year in September in Thessaloniki. I would like to give the first question to you, Ismini, now. Our Memorandum of Understanding that I just mentioned as the empowerment of Greek startups and scale-ups through digital innovation and funding at its core. How does the HDB support startups and scale-ups in driving innovation and digital transformation in Greece?
Certainly. For HDB, innovation is a key pillar of our strategy. So how do we actually do it? We design and implement financial and non-financial instruments that really cover the areas of innovation, access to finance, and digitalization. Some examples of the financial instruments we have designed and implemented in the market is the Innovation Guarantee, the Entrepreneurship Fund, which we are now in its third edition, as well as non-financial tools such as the InnoAgora, the ESG Tracker, and the innovation competition that we run every year.
Thank you, Ismini. Very insightful. Let's focus now on talent development and scale-up support. You mentioned the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So this is a shared vision that we have about growing entrepreneurial ecosystem. So how do you see the synergies between EIT Digital and HDB, especially when it comes to nurturing entrepreneurial ecosystem?
Absolutely. I think recognizing the importance of technological adoption, here we are together, and that's why we also actively support the digital transformation across industries by fostering the collaboration between startups, funds, established business, and academia. By facilitating this partnership with research institutions and universities, the Hellenic Development Bank encourages the transfer of technology from labs to market-ready solutions, helping startups commercialize innovative ideas. And I think there EIT Digital focuses also on nurturing digital talent through education and training programs. So this aligns very well, I think, with our efforts to fund and support SMEs. In terms of cross-border collaboration, EIT Digital's pan-European network could complement the HDB's national focus. By tapping into the European innovation ecosystem, HDB-funded businesses could gain access to international markets, and in return, EIT's digital initiatives could benefit from deeper insights into specific local challenges, especially sectors where we are deeply involved. Finally, the collaborative research and development projects. I think there EIT Digital has strong ties to academia and research institutions that could really complement our efforts and our funding instruments for the digital sector. So jointly supporting R&D initiatives with a mix of public and private investments would really enable, I think, Greece, but also Europe to stay at the forefront of emerging technologies, which is very important, I think, when we talk about the sector.
Thank you very much, Ismini. Indeed, I recognize many touch points between what we do. Especially, I like what you said about cross-border innovation. And I think you touched upon another important element, which is the synergies between public and private instruments, especially when it comes to funding. So how do you see the opportunities to develop joint initiatives between EIT Digital and HDB when it comes to mobilizing private and public capital?
Absolutely. I mean, this mix of public and private funding is at the core of what the Hellenic Development stands for. And I would like also here to mention our subsidiary, the Hellenic Development Bank of Investment, which really it acts as a fund of funds. So it also covers the venture capital and private equity space. So all of the instruments we have in our hands provide a significant contribution to really enhance access to finance for startups, and in particular reduce the cost of financing. So our financial instruments really help businesses and opens up the landscape of financing. In this point, we would like to mention an instrument we are currently working at, which is the Patent Fund, and we really believe that this is a game changer and a great opportunity for HDB and EIT Digital to collaborate. This is the first time that the financial instrument will support the segment of newly found enterprises in the R&D sector and really help their patent filing process through financing in order to increase and to secure more patents for the country. Somewhere where we really have a deficit. Greece is very strong in basic research, but we don't see that reflected in the numbers of patents, and also when one goes further down the line in the commercialization, basically, of this research. So we really have some work to do there, and that's why we think this instrument it's going to be very important. I would also like to mention again the cross-border networks, because that is very important in our collaboration, I think, to link Greek businesses, startups, and investors with their counterparts across Europe. By fostering these partnerships with innovation hubs, accelerators, and universities, HDB can help Greek entrepreneurs access these markets, the knowledge and resources, while also facilitating the sharing of best practices.
Thank you so much, Ismini. I like what you said about the patent fund, because I think this is not just a Greek challenge. It's actually a challenge that the whole of Europe is facing. We have excellent science, excellent research, but we struggle when it comes to translate this research into market and societal value by means of venture creation and venture growing. And often this happens in other parts of the world. So I'm very happy about this initiative, and I think Greece is really leading the way here through this initiative. So congratulations about that. And this links actually to my next question, because at EIT Digital we say that there is no innovation without education. And I like that amongst your mandate, there is also a focus by HDB on bridging the skill gap in Europe and, of course, in Greece. Can you elaborate on what are your activities when it comes to addressing the digital skills gap for SMEs and startups in Greece? And how does this contribute effectively to the increasing the competitiveness of course, Greece, but also the whole of Europe?
Absolutely. I think I would fully agree with you that education is key when we speak about innovation. So at HDB, bridging the digital skills gap from the SMEs and the startup is really at the heart of our mission to foster sustainable economic development and innovation in Greece. This is why we will soon launch a very important tool for us, the HDB Academy. The HDB Academy will aim to provide training, additional tools, and support to entrepreneurs and businesses. Our goal is really to equip Greek SMEs and startups with the skills and knowledge required to navigate the complexities of the modern business landscape, to enhance their operational capabilities, promote sustainable growth, and succeed. So by bridging the gap between theory and practice, HDB Academy empowers or creates the next generation of business leaders in Greece. HDB efforts to bridge the digital skill gaps align with the European Union's broader efforts of fostering a digital economy. And I think there, together with EIT Digital, there's many opportunities for collaboration and to really achieve this aim. I think we are really, our efforts for HDB Academy, we're trying to contribute to the EU-wide mission by ensuring that the Greek SMEs and startups are equipped to participate fully in the European digital ecosystem.
Thank you very much. Indeed, another example I would say where Greece is really leading the way when it comes to not only about education and digital skills, but really about education for entrepreneurs. That's extremely important, and it's a different type of education. It's not the traditional education that we see also in other places. So congratulations. So with this, we are coming to an end of our interview. Thank you so much, Ismini, for your insights and your detailed explanation of what HDB is doing to foster the Greek innovation ecosystem and overall contributing to European growth and competitiveness. And I'm looking forward to working together towards our shared vision. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Federico. I agree. I mean, we really look forward to working together to achieve our common goals.
Thank you.